Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast with Phil Graham. We help you master Facebook ads and give you an unfair advantage over your competition. Are you ready? Let's go.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast, episode 200. I'm Phil Graham. Today I'm going to be sharing 4 keys to our success with Facebook ads. Now, these are 4 keys that I've literally relied on for years that have helped us tremendously. And many people, probably most, are either not using these at all, or if they are, they're not really understanding them or using them properly. So in this episode, I'm going to give you these 4 keys and just give you a short, sweet episode with actionable tips that you can go out and put into use as soon as possible. Now, if you want to get in touch, maybe you're looking for some coaching or to have ads run for you, or you've got an idea for a podcast topic you want me to cover, you can reach me on my website, philgrahamdigital.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital. So let's jump right into the 4 keys, my friends. Key number 1, this is really important. Do not turn off your ads too early. This is by far one of the most common mistakes I see people making. And it's a key that, is critical to success. And I've kind of talked about this on previous episodes, but it's so common, I have to include it as one of the 4 keys, because so many people who come to me for either coaching or to have ads run for them, and I look at what they've done, I see a lot of people cutting ads off just way too soon. Sometimes they'll cut them off after a few days or an hour or a week, or a few weeks, and it may need to run longer. We've had plenty of situations where we've had ads crush it, but it didn't start doing really well until after 2, 3, 4 weeks. And if you're cutting an ad off after a few days or a week or 2, you might be cutting off a winner. So you got to be careful. You also don't want to just let a loser, run forever either. So you have to build that skill, and there's no one right answer. Unless I'm working with you personally on your ad account, we won't know what that is because there's too many variables. What's your budget? What's your audience? What's the audience size? And there's so many variables. But the main thing is that out of so many people that I've helped, by far, I would say 95% of the time, people are cutting ads off way too soon than, letting them run too long. So make sure you're not making that error. Understand that the key of letting them run long enough, be patient and give it time. That's key number 1. All right, let's jump into key number 2. Only test one thing at a time. This is a big one. It's great to run tests. You want to test all kinds of stuff: audiences, headlines, images, videos, ad copy, landing pages. All kinds of stuff. But you should only test one thing at a time. And when I say one thing at a time, that's per test. So for example, let's say you were going to test a headline. You would have 2 ads, and each ad would have a different headline, but everything else would be identical. The rest of the ad copy, the page it goes to, the audience, everything else would be identical. So as long as in those 2 ads, everything's identical except for the headline, you are then properly testing one thing in those 2 ads. And that's correct. Now you can actually test like 10 things at a time. You would just need 20 ads. So there's going to be 1 test per every 2 ads you run. And you want to make sure for every 2, you're only testing 1. But like I said, if you have a good budget, you can test multiple things if you run multiple ads. Hopefully that makes sense. But what you don't want to do is, let's say you're trying to test a headline. So in the second ad, you use a different headline, but then you also use a different audience or a different image as well, or something like that. Well, that's testing 2 things. And if it works, you won't know if it was because of the other headline or the image that you changed. And if it doesn't work, you won't know why. So you always want to only test one thing at a time for every 2 ads. But you can test multiple things if you run more than 2 ads. And that's a really important factor for our success. And you should always be testing, by the way, for sure. All right, key number 3, use the breakdown in Facebook Ads Manager. There's a breakdown section that will actually give you the age and gender of the people that are doing things, that are clicking your ads, that are actually buying from you, that are watching your videos. And there's so many times when I've gone in there and I've looked and I've seen, age 45 and up are clicking 3 times more than the lesser ages, for example. Yet we're spending more money to reach the people that are 44 and under. And we make decisions based off of data. So if you can get that breakdown, you see that it's costing you way less to reach a certain age group and they're actually buying from you, then you can create and run ads specifically to that age group so they get the full amount of the budget as a test. So that's one great way I like to use breakdowns. Another one is placements. So you can see, is Instagram working better than Facebook, for example, or vice versa? So looking at placements and how you can look at it ad by ad and look at all the data. So using those breakdowns is another great key to our success. And then lastly, number 4, this is of course really important. Don't forget that most of your success is usually in the Facebook game. It's the long game. It's through patience and retargeting. There's too many people going straight for a sale when they should be building a relationship and awareness and then retargeting for success and giving it some time. So if you guys follow those 4 keys, you will be so far ahead of what most people are doing, and it's worked really well for us. So I hope that was helpful. Episode 200 is in the books. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Take care, my friends. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast. Please remember to subscribe and share this with all your friends. For show notes, more tips, and to learn more about Phil, please visit philgrahamdigital.com/podcast.